schooled in the old and now custodians of the new. What a mess. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the current government in Kenya. They were mentored and schooled under the first constitution. Then in 2010, we changed our constitution and have one of the most people-oriented constitution. But now the challenge we have is that the autocratic reflexes we are seeing with the current government reveals that indeed we received a new constitution in 2010, but the leaders that are there are still operating under the old constitution, because during the single party era, we had sycophancy, people who had blind loyalty to the government. We had state capture, people who manipulated the institutions in government for personal gain. We had the winner takes it all mentality. That's what happened. But now, our 2010 constitution was the most progressive. It was a charter that decentralized power, hence the reason why we have devolution. It enshrined rights. It also demanded accountability and transparency. It also said that we, the people, are sovereign. So what the Gen Zs are doing, they are actually doing the right thing because they are demanding transparency. They are saying that the government must account for the resources. But now the challenge we have is that those in power still have the mindset of the old system where we question what we are doing. They are operating under the old script, and yet we have a new script. So in 2027, we need to investigate those we put in power, whether they were schooled under the old script, because if we put them back in power, they will not manage to be good custodians of the new script, which is the 2010 progressive constitution. We need people who will ensure that this is not just a beautiful charter on paper, that it becomes a reality for most Kenyans. We cannot afford to have leaders who are operating with reflexes of an autocratic government or a single-party government in a multi-party democracy. It seems like the government we have, it is like an old wineskin that we have poured into new wine. Ninataka kusema hivi, ile shida tunayo ni kwamba wale wako serikali wakati huu walienda shule ya Moi, wakaenda shule ya single party. Na wakati huo kama kungekuwa na shida yoyote, uongee juu ya system, ulikuwa unapelekwa Nyayo House, unafinyiliwa. Sasa baada ya 2010 tumechagua viongozi bado wana ile akili ya zamani. Na katiba ya hii mpya inataka watu wana akili mpya, wana mawazo mpya, hawaoperate na zile reflexes, autocratic reflexes za zamani. Na hiyo ndio shida tunayo. Hii tumeona karibuni wakati vijana wameenda kule barabarani kuprotest. Tumeona reflexes za zamani zikirudi, kwa sababu wale viongozi tunao bado wanaoperate na ile script ya zamani. Kwa hivyo tukichagua 2027 ni lazima tujiulize hili swali. Wale tunachagua walienda shule gani? Shule ya ile ya kwanza ya katiba ya kwanza, ama wanaelewa katiba hii ya pili ya 2010? Kwa sababu hiyo imetupatia mamlaka kama wananchi. Inaongea juu ya devolution, inaongea hiyo charter ya human rights iko hapo, na kuna mambo tofauti iko katika katiba hii ya 2010. Kwa hivyo wale viongozi tunahitaji, inabidi wafanyiwe reprogramming. Let me go back to English. We need leaders who are reprogrammed in case they went to the first reschooled, relearned. They need to unlearn some things of the old way of doing things. Because now, how can you do what you are doing? For example, send 10 Suzubarus to shoot the protesters. For example, refuse to listen to the voices of the young people. That is the old way of operating. Now, instead of decentralizing, you are now back centralizing again. It's like operating now, we are in a digital environment, in a digital era. Then you are still operating analog. How can you operate analog when we are in a digital era? Employing old methods in a new era. So this is what we need to do. In 2027, we must screen those we are put into power, because we don't want these autocratic tendencies to come back when we have a new constitution that gives us the rights to express ourselves, gives us the right to demand accountability for what is being done by government, because we the people are sovereign. I hope I'm clear. Do you get it? Do you get me? Mnanipata? Asanteni.